Hey y'all, what's going on? What's going on? You know, this is a Ravens fan. I'm coming back at y'all. Ravens fan, ordinary guy. Yet, like I always say, I'm trusting my eyes and believing what I see. I'm gonna keep coming at y'all, hitting y'all with content until we get more people in the national media to start treating Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens fairly the way they treat all the other quarterbacks in the NFL. And I say that because, and I'm talking to the national media. That's what I'm talking to. Or about, rather, the national media. First off, I want to give a shout out to Marcellus Wiley. I want to give a shout out to Rob Ninkovich. Those guys are keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? They're being honest with you all. See, we like to say running quarterback as if it's something negative. But in anything in life, whether you on your regular job, a 9 to 5, or you playing a major sport, the more you can do, the better off you are. And I say that because it's like the more hats you can wear, the more valuable you become, the more indispensable you become. So when it comes to playing quarterback, if every quarterback is charged with throwing the ball, if you can throw the ball and also bring another element, whether if it's pinpoint accuracy or the ability to scare defense with your legs and your arm, that means the better off you are. That means the more valuable you are. Now, I've been talking about the fact that the national media has been constantly saying Lamar Jackson can't win in the playoffs. Lamar Jackson has holes in his game. All these negative things about the unanimous MVP from the 2019 season. The first and only player in NFL history to pass for 3,000 plus yards and rush for 1,000 plus yards in a single season. I don't understand why they talk negatively about him when all players have holes in their game. If Tom Brady could have his arm, Tom Brady's arm, and his knowledge of the game, his study of the game, his ability to read the defense and understand pre-snap what the defense is doing and knowing where the ball could go, if he could do that as well as he does while also being mobile, he'd be the greatest player ever. That's what he would be. He would be the greatest player ever in the history of this game, which is what I believe Lamar Jackson is on his way to become. If Lamar Jackson has a problem with throwing the ball outside the numbers, fine. I argue Tom Brady has a problem being immobile, being a statue in the pocket. I believe that's a negative. That allows the defenders to know where you are at all times and to use that safety to assist in coverage. Whereas with Lamar Jackson, you pretty much are going to have to trick him with his zone or pretty much play straight up man-to-man coverage. That's just flat out. I mean, there's no other way to defend him. So, because if you are, you're going to keep giving up 10 yards all the way down the field to a score, whether it be touchdown or field goal. So, I say all this because I don't like the negative talk that they put on him. Holes in your game. Who doesn't have a hole in their game? Like, show me one player that has no holes. You know, Randy Moss was a freak of nature. But Randy Moss took plays off. Hole in your game. Jerry Rice, a freak of nature. Jerry Rice can only get the ball if a quarterback throws it to him. Hole in your game. Everybody has a hole in their game. So to state that this kid can't win in the playoffs, when if I include all of the games he's played in the NFL, including the playoffs, young man has lost 5 total football games. 5 total football games and has won 18. That's his record. When you put up 500 yards of total offense, you run for 147, you throw for 350 plus, I don't care what the outcome was. You did not cause your team to lose that game. Something around you caused your team to lose that game. It could be something as simple as the other team balling out of control. Whatever it is, you were not the reason that you lost that game. 500 yards of total offense by one player can never be the fault of a loss. It has to be something else. It can be something as simple as coaching. You know, it could be the fact that my team didn't run the ball as effectively or as accumulatively as much as they did all season. They went away from that. Why they tried to get cute, I don't know. Why they didn't come out and just hammer, and then throw the ball, I don't know. Maybe they were trying to trick Tennessee up. Maybe they figured Tennessee is going to load up for the run, so we're going to come out passing, you know. But I don't know if that's a good idea when you have a bunch of players who some of them had 3 weeks layoff. How, you know, the chemistry, the timing is going to be a little rusty in that case. So another point I want to bring up is this. Let's look at Aaron Rodgers. Let's look at Tom Brady. Let's look at Drew Brees. We all know that these are good quarterbacks. Let's just say that up front. Because I don't want nobody to say, oh, you're saying that Tom Brady isn't good, or Aaron Rodgers isn't good, or Drew Brees isn't good. I'm saying they're all good quarterbacks. What I am saying, though, when these quarterbacks teams, excluding Brady, because Brady's been in the playoffs pretty much every year since his second year in the league, pretty much. I mean, one year he broke his leg and they didn't make it, but he wasn't playing. So, you know, go figure. But when Aaron Rodgers' team didn't go to the playoffs, nobody said Aaron Rodgers is the reason that this team isn't going to the playoffs. The national media spun it to say Aaron Rodgers needs a defense. Aaron Rodgers needs more playmakers. When Drew Brees' team didn't go to the playoffs, nobody said that Drew Brees has holes in his game and he need to play better. They said that the Saints can't stop anybody. They need a defense. So why is it when we get to Lamar, and it's like they were waiting for him to lose. They couldn't wait. As soon as he lost, we want to cast blame on him. We don't look at go back and look at the rushing numbers from everybody on our team other than Lamar Jackson for that game. Go look at the receiving numbers for everybody on our team except Hollywood Brown. Hollywood Brown had 142 yards receiving. I don't think anybody else on the team had 100 yards. And that's including a 350-yard passing total. Go look at the drops in the box score. Go look at the drops. Like, my points are, I need anybody that sees this video to not let these people get away with this. Because these people are the ones who create the narratives. These people are the ones who have a hand in a player being celebrated or a player being brought down, you know, which can affect their pay. So let's not let these guys get away with this, man. I'm asking y'all to trust your eyes. If you put on a football game and you see a player causing a defense to focus on them only, mainly, I should say, focus on them mainly, don't tell me that player isn't good. That right there is a sign of greatness. That's a reflection of your great. If you weren't good, no defense would dedicate time and effort to trying to figure out how to shut you down. They say defenses are going to figure it out. I don't know if this is sustainable. If the guy wasn't all that, why would defenses waste their time trying to figure him out? It wouldn't be necessary. I don't hear nobody saying we got to figure out how to stop Gus Edwards. No disrespect, Gus Edwards. Keep doing your thing. But I don't hear nobody saying that. I don't hear nobody saying, hey, we got to figure out how to cover Willie Snead. I don't hear nobody saying that. So why is the national media doing this? What's the reason behind it? The reason is because the people who get paid to be in the know said that this young man would not be a good NFL quarterback. Then he won MVP. They have to find some way to validate their initial feelings on him. They keep moving the goalposts. First, he wasn't supposed to be a quarterback. Then, his style is not sustainable. Then, because he discounted both of those things, then it was, oh, he can't win in the playoffs. And when he wins in the playoffs, they'll come up with something else. Like, we're acting like he's been in the league the exact same amount of years as Mahomes, because they're saying Mahomes is the best quarterback in the world right now. So if he's the best quarterback and he won a Super Bowl in year 3, Lamar Jackson is just going into year 3. Lamar Jackson has done even more than Pat Mahomes, because Pat Mahomes sat out his whole rookie year. Lamar Jackson didn't sit out his whole rookie year. He took a team that was on the outside of the playoffs looking into a division title his first year. His second year, he won league MVP, just like Mahomes. Had the best record in the AFC, just like Mahomes. But he, again, won unanimous MVP, but Mahomes didn't. So if he wins the Super Bowl this year, then what? Then who's the best quarterback? I don't care about stats, because stats is a made-up, that's a made-up way to look at a player's value. And I say that because Pat Mahomes has players, and you go look at the highlights if you don't believe me. Patrick Mahomes has players that he can literally throw the ball up to You understand me? He's got players that in 5 seconds can get 40 to 50 yards down the field in 4 to 5 seconds. You know, he's got players that can out-jump people. He's got a tight end that cannot be covered man-to-man by one player. That's what he's got. So if you have those type of weapons, shouldn't you be successful? I ask anybody to go back and look at last season. When Patrick Mahomes was hurt, did the production of their offense fall off? No. They still put up points. They lost to Tennessee, but they put up points. They won other games. I believe they beat Minnesota. They beat some other teams. Like, he was out. He missed some games. And they did lose to Tennessee in that time, but that was on a block kick at the end of the game where the backup quarterback had him in position to win. So how do we know that it's really Patrick Mahomes? I believe that you can put any quarterback in that with those weapons and they'll be successful. Let's remember, Alex Smith was very successful and he didn't even have all of these weapons. He didn't have Sammy Watkins and Tyreek Hill and Miguel Hartman, if I'm saying his name correctly, and Shady McCoy. He didn't have all of that. He had Kelsey, but he didn't have all of that. So he was successful in this system. Donovan McNabb was successful in this system. Kevin Kolb was successful in this system. Like, let's keep it 100, man. So, and I'm talking about in Philly, because that's the system. You know, Todd Pinkston put up numbers in this system. Come on, man. Let's really talk football. Because I'm tired of it, man. They keep hating on my man, and it's got to stop. And I need y'all, the people that's viewing this video, I need you to tag this video so it can get out there, because I want them to see it. And I want them to tell me why I'm wrong, because I can tell them why I'm right, and I can tell them why they wrong. But I want the world to understand what's really going on, man. We're missing it. We're missing something beautiful. We're missing a greatness unfold before our eyes, and we're going to let this media personnel cause us to miss the ride. Like, we're able to feel and appreciate the ride of watching Mahomes. We're able to feel and appreciate the ride of watching Russell Wilson develop, of watching Aaron Rodgers develop, because the media painted it in such a way that it put eyes on it. But they won't do that for Lamar, and they should, because this is something that we have never seen before. We've never seen a player do what he do at the level that he's doing it at, against the level of competition he's doing it against, and be successful. I mean, unanimous MVP. Why would you be? We're talking about a guy who's only in his second year in the NFL, and they acting like he's a finished product 8 years in, and he is what he's going to be. Like, this young kid is 22, 23 years old. He's got time to improve. He hasn't even seen that many NFL defenses yet. He's got time to improve, to get better. He hasn't even hit the prime of his career yet. Think about it. The prime of the career for a quarterback is 28 to 35. He hasn't even entered his prime yet. Deshaun Watson has had much more help than Lamar. He's had D-Hop. He's had J.J. Watt and all the rest of them defensive players over there. And he hasn't accomplished what Lamar's accomplished. Like, if Lamar is bad, then all these other quarterbacks should have been accomplishing more. So I just want y'all, like I said, I'm going to keep putting content out there until I see what I want to see with the fairness from the national media. But I'm out of here, man. Trust your eyes, man. When you see it, that's what you seeing is what's happening. Not what nobody's telling you, not no stat. Watch the game. Watch the context of the game. Watch how a player or any players dominate or don't dominate, and then you'll see what you're supposed to see. Trust your eyes. Always trust your eyes. Listen, everything in life, trust your eyes. I'm out.